All right, so in this video, we are going to look at Facebook compliance. All right, so Facebook has rules in terms of how you can run ads, the things that you can say, and the things that you can do. And you want to make sure that you follow Facebook's rules because if you don't, they will shut your ad account down. And once you have your ad account shut down, it is almost next to impossible to get it reinstated. You really have to kind of work with them and continue to put in support tickets and everything. And so just don't do it. Make sure you follow the rules. And so the first rule is don't call out personal info. And this is really all about protecting personal information. Facebook doesn't want anyone to feel like they're being singled out or based on personal characteristics or sensitive personal information. So you would never want to say in a video about their race or ethnic origin, their religion or philosophical belief, their age, their sexual orientation, really anything that would be considered sensitive personal information, you would not want to call them out based on that. There's also imagery do's and don'ts. So an image is approved if it is appropriate to the product it is advertising. For example, this photo here is for a lingerie ad. It wouldn't be approved for other products, but because it is a lingerie ad, the context works. But you can't use an overly sexual image or imply nudity or focus on unnecessary body parts or adult content just to be able to get attention in the newsfeed. And so this example where it may not be promoting, if it's not promoting lingerie, then that probably would not be approved because it lacks, the lack of clothing is not suitable in relation to the activity. All right, and so another thing with imagery is you can't use shock or scare tactics like this vehicle, and you can also not portray non-existent functionality. So this is an image of a video player that doesn't actually work. If you use this image to actually try to get people to click over to your site by them thinking it's a video, that wouldn't work as well. So you don't want to do that. Also, you don't want your ads to emulate Facebook's features or using language that contains false, misleading, or fraudulent claims. So this can include, but is not limited to, Facebook messages, friend requests, wall posts, etc. Below is an example right here of an ad that would not be approved. Okay. And so the next one is implied partnerships and endorsements. You can't imply in any way Facebook endorsement or any type of partnership with Facebook at all. So any kind of ad would not be approved. All right, the 20% rule. And this is really important. For a while, they were allowing people to push ads through with more text, but it would just show to less people or it would become more expensive. But they're now starting to say that it just won't be approved. And if you want to see if it can be approved, you'd have to put it in for the manual review process. So what counts as text? This can be memes, non-essential text. It could be punctuation marks, symbols, logos, legal print, phone numbers. So even if you had a picture of a book and there's print on the book and you could see it in the screenshot, then of course it wouldn't be approved if there was so much text. Some things that also count as text is screenshots of websites. So if you were a web design company and you wanted to show screenshots of your websites, well, it probably wouldn't be approved because there is so much text. And then also watermarks count towards text as well. So really any type of text counts towards the 20% text rule. The next is health and fitness. So your ads can't contain before and after images. So in this example where there's this lady, this would not be considered unacceptable. You also cannot use images that present unrealistic and inaccurate information, and you can't make any claims as well. So you can use something like this where it's showing the girl working out in comparing like donuts to apples. That is okay, but you can't call out a person on their perceived imperfections, or use language like "are you fat?" "are you balding?" and then also showing images like this that would just be inappropriate. All right, so for lead generation, um, you also have to be careful about not making claims. So in this example, it's talking about this University of Phoenix where you can't make a claim that something is guaranteed. In this instance, they're talking about getting a degree. So an acceptable copy would be learn more about a degree at the University of Phoenix by signing up to receive more information. An unacceptable way to use your copy would be to get a degree in tech, because it does not provide information about the actual service that is being offered to someone, and it's also not guaranteed that someone can get a degree in tech. So you want to be able to make sure that the wording and the verbiage that you're using is on the up and up with Facebook. And that's really it when it comes to compliance. And my last piece of advice is the first piece. Just make sure that you follow Facebook's rules, stay up to date with the different changes. We post in the Facebook group when those changes happen that are significant. And so if you have any questions about Facebook compliance, or you're finding that your ads are not being approved, then feel free to, drop a link with your ad campaign in the group, and we'd love to be able to help you. We'll see you in the next video.